how to move to Vietnam in 2026, and not only how to move to Nam, but how to actually make money in Nam so you don't have to go home. So number one, I'm going to explain why should you move to Vietnam in the first place. Now number one, everything is going to be way cheaper. You're going to have forex spending power. It doesn't matter if you're making 2K a month or you're making 50K a month. You can amplify your lifestyle, get way more of your life, get way more things for a way lower price, and then you can invest in growing and becoming better or save more money. So it doesn't matter how rich you are, it's going to be a benefit. Now, number two, the quality of life is better. Just everything just feels so new, so amazing, just so different. Everybody's so much happier here. The people treat you so well, so respectful. The values are better. Families are together. And you're just not going to get the type of attitude towards you in the West. And there's also just so many things to do. Now, the women are also so much better. Now, this should not be anybody's sole reason of why you're going to move to Vietnam, but it is just an amplifier to add on because, first off, Vietnamese women are like the most beautiful women in the world. Let's just be real here. And not only that, they're going to be a lot sweeter, a lot nicer. They're not going to be all combative and masculine like they're going to be in the West. They're probably not going to beat you. Much lower chance that they're going to cheat on you. So it's just a lot better in general. And also, you're going to have so much more freedom, especially when you're making money online. I wake up, I do whatever I want. I go wherever I want, and with what I do online, I can make money from anywhere. I can make money in my high-rise apartment. I can go make money at the shisha lounge. I can go make money while I'm eating my Korean barbecue. And you can't, forget how amazing the food is, of course, as well. Because, there's so many great restaurants you're not going to see in the West. I get to have Korean barbecue every day, which is basically you have these steaks, you put it on the barbecue in front of you and just make it. And I just get like 2 pounds of steak for like one meal a day usually. Or, whatever I want to eat, it's there. And it's also, people are going to be like, oh, it's such a third world country, blah, blah, blah. But actually, Vietnam is a lot more developed than you think, and it has everything you need. Now, especially if you're in a big city like Ho Chi Minh, Hanoi, first off, the real estate is going up like crazy. Things are developing. It is going crazy. There's high rises everywhere. I'm 45 minutes away from the Saigon Center in like the main part of Ho Chi Minh. And there's just high rises everywhere, and it doesn't even look like a third world country. It looks very new, very nice, great families. Everybody's happy here, and there's just so many things. And there's mountains, there's water, there's literally everything you need in general. Now, hopefully by now you want to go to Vietnam, but you also have to see it for yourself. Look at some videos, watch my Instagram so I can show you because. What's better than explaining it is seeing it yourself or at least seeing videos of it. Like, I knew I wanted to move to Vietnam and Thailand before I even left the country, and I still haven't been home, and I'm not going to go home. This is my new home. So, let's start off about getting yourself there. Super simple in Vietnam. So, number one, just book the one-way flight. I believe for me at the time, it was around like $850. But you can get a flight. I'm sure you could probably get something from the United States for like $600 if you really look or plan it ahead of time. And so I would expect to pay anywhere from $600 to $1,000 for your flight. Now to start off, just start off with applying for a 3-month visa. It's $50 plus the agency fee, or you can do $50 straight through the government. Now, anytime I've gotten my visa, I've honestly always gotten it last second. The first time, I just forgot, and I got it like 2 days before. And the second time, I decided I wanted to leave Thailand and move to Vietnam within like 1 day notice, just because I wanted fresh, you know what I mean? So in that case, it does normally take 5 days through the government agency, maybe up to 7. I think like 3 to 5 on average. If you need to do it in like 1 or 2 days, you might be paying like $100, $200 depending on the visa and depending on how quick. But then you're just going to have to go through an agency. And it's also just a safer method. It's going to be cleaner. It's going to be smoother. So you can even do it like as long as you're within like 3 days, it won't be too expensive. Now, you might possibly need a return flight. For me, myself, I have never needed a return flight. but sometimes they do ask. If you're going to Ho Chi Minh, I hear they do check more, especially if you're going there on discount flights like a Vietjet Air compared to like Vietnam Airlines checks less. So they might check. There is going to be like $15 like temporary flights that you can book. I did that the last time, but yeah, I've never had anything checked. But if you really want to be safe and you're really worried about it and you just want to be here, just get the temporary flight or spend the extra like $80 to $100 on a flight to Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, like any of the border countries, and it won't be that much. Now, accommodation. So I have never gotten a lease. I only use Airbnb, and the reason for that is just because I'm always on the move 24/7. I've never stayed in the same spot for more than like a month and a half since I've been gone. And then, of course, it really does depend on your location. But if you want to have like a nice high rise with everything you need, some amenities, and just a beautiful view, you can pay anywhere from usually $500 to $800 a month on Airbnb. And of course, that's way more expensive on Airbnb. But personally, myself, I have a 2-bedroom high rise on the 26th floor, beautiful view, has everything I need, a lot of space for me to do my work and do whatever I want to do, and that's at $650 a month. Now, if you want to get it through a lease, you can usually knock off $200 to $400 per month if you know you're going to be staying in that spot for a while. If you want to get something that's going to be like a 6-month lease, a 12-month lease. Now, I did ask the people who were renting me this Airbnb, and they told me that to actually get this place like through a lease, instead of paying $650, I could get it for $340, which I was like, damn, $340 for this 2-bedroom nice ass high rise on the 26th floor. So it is so cheap. If you really just plan to stay in the same spot forever, I mean, that's amazing right there. Now let's go over finances and cost of living. So if you already are making money online, you need to earn $2K a month, I would say, to play it safe, with $2 to $3K saved. And this is not counting the flight booked. Now, there's going to be probably a lot of haters being like, oh my God, you're saying, to do this with almost no money, you're telling people you're going to ruin people's lives. Brother, yeah, I changed my life in a short period of time, and I started making $5K a month when I was coming out here. I was making $5K a month, but I had $1,700 in my bank account. And I was going to Thailand, Bangkok, Thailand, which is going to be a bit more expensive than Vietnam. So really, you don't need that much. You really do not need that much to start. You could even be making 1 to 1.5K a month with 2 to 3K saved if you really want to cut costs. But personally, myself, I spend over $100 a day. So for me, I need a little bit more. But other people can live a lot cheaper. I just live a lot more luxury than the average person in Vietnam. I go to shisha bars every day, cigar bars, whatever, eat Korean barbecue, tons of steak. So I spend a little bit more, and I spend a lot just driving to the city because I'm 45 minutes away from the city if I want to go to like Kuka. Now, let's say you don't already make money online. Have $5,000 to $10,000 saved, which is going to give you 3 to 6 months. Some people can make that last even longer because, again, if you really want to, there's people that are spending $800 a month in Vietnam, $1K a month in Vietnam. And keep in mind, the average salary of a local is somewhere between $200 and $300 a month. So if they can make that work off a little bit, sure, they stick together, but there's no reason why you can't make like $800 a month work. Now, I wouldn't recommend that. I would not enjoy life at only $800 a month. But you can live a decent life off of $1,500 a month if you really want to. Now, you can make this as cheap as you want, or you can make this as expensive as you want. Like for me, as I was saying, I spend 100 plus a day. So I spend 4 to 5K per month, which is going to be more on the expensive side for Vietnam. But again, you can make a 1K a month work. So it's really just up to you how much you're making, how much you want to spend, how much you need. Some people don't want as much to me, so that's all right. Now, I would just expect, for the average person, I would expect to spend 2 to 3K just to be safe before you just come here, spend all your money. It depends on what type of spender you are. But let's get into how to actually make money online, because this is what is the most important part to move to Vietnam, because everything else is pretty simple. So, number one, you can start a business, but it's going to take a little bit more capital. So you could be spending some of that money that you're going to be taking to Vietnam. You might be spending too much money. You might do e-commerce and burn through $10,000, $20,000, Or it could also just take months to start earning. You're probably not going to make much money in the first 1 to 3 months of an online business. So that's the only problem. Now, am I an online business owner myself? Yes, but that's not how I started when I started over. Now, you could also start a personal brand. I have a personal brand myself, again, but I do not recommend you use this as your main way. Now, should you start a personal brand while you're coming out here and while you're saving up, doing whatever? Yes, start the personal brand, document your life, of course, but don't expect that to be your main way of making money online until you're at least like 3 to 6 months into the personal brand, because it can take a while to get going. But if you wanted to start earning right now, the best thing you could possibly do is place yourself inside of a business that is already making $50,000 to $100,000 a month and give yourself a performance-based role. Now you might be like, Matt, what do you mean by that? It's called appointment setting. So you probably have seen like a bunch of like course seller gurus selling like a mentorship, a course, any sort of program, service, whatever it is, for $5,000 to $15,000 online. There's tons of guys doing it. If you don't believe me, go look on the internet and see all the guys that are selling it for that price, because that is how people are making money in 2026 and the highest earning thing. Now, these guys are getting hundreds of DMs every single day of people that are interested in buying these programs, if of course they have a big brand. But, they don't have time to sit here and message these people all day because they're working on all the other aspects of the business, like delivering the product, like creating the content, doing whatever. So it's better for them to just get people to do it for them. So that is where we come in. What we do is we manage their DMs, we qualify the leads, we set the appointments, and we get a commission on each of those deals that close. Now, this is something that completely changed my life. And how, you might be asking yourself? After going completely broke, I'm talking dead-ass negative bank account in October, moved back in with my mom's, and had no direction. I just had to figure out a way to make money again, because I didn't know what to do with no money, because there was no way I was going back to the 9 to 5, but I also wanted to leave the country and get out. So I found appointment setting on October 5th of 2025, and I was already out of the United States with appointment setting on December 1st on a one-way flight after making my first $5,000 a month. And since then, I've been to 2 cities in Vietnam. Da Nang and Ho Chi Minh is where I am at right now. I've been to Hong Kong, which is probably one of the most expensive cities in the world. And then I've also been to Thailand in Bangkok. So basically going wherever I want. And now I have the freedom to do whatever I want. And my life has never been better. Now, if you want to actually learn how to move to Vietnam and how to make your first $5,000 online, just go ahead and DM me on Instagram. It's called Matt Sonnstrom Setting. I'm just going to leave that in the description as well, and we'll see if I can help you out.